Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I've been on YouTube, but I decided to take a little bit of time off to really get centered. And, the four videos that I made so far, you could tell that there's a lot of passion and a lot of just a lot of, I was either upset or frustrated or whatever, whatever the fuck at that particular time, so you can tell that there was a lot of passion there, you know what I mean? I, after doing those videos, I mean, it was very therapeutic for me, number one, but, I started really thinking about it and I was like, you know what? I was already putting it in practice and doing what I needed to do, but I needed to really sit with what I said and absorb it. You know what I mean? Just really kind of put it in here. And I did that, and I feel a lot better. I feel like a new man, right? What I really did was I started really just putting efforts into me. I started doing things that I really like to do. I have some buddies that have really got me out on the golf course, and I'm playing golf every week, like I used to. After my dad passed away, it's been kind of tough for me to go out to the golf course because he's the one who put the golf club in my hand, bought me my first golf clubs and all that kind of stuff. He was a pain in the ass to play with. Always getting pissed off and everything, but that's just what his generation was, man. He was, he's not a boomer. He was right before I think he was called the silent generation, but he was right on the cusp of being a boomer, right? 1946. He was born in 1943. So he was a silent generation. And, that generation with the boomers, they're just kind of always pissed off about their life, and they don't see the silver lining, And my dad never saw the silver lining, right? So that's one thing. That's a takeaway that I got from him, and I see the silver lining in everything, So, I decided to recalibrate, get back on my center, and I'm feeling 100% better. I really am. I'm feeling, the just taking the time off and doing those four videos got me back to where I needed to be. You know what I mean? So it was all therapy, man. All of this shit is therapy, right? Talking to you guys right now is therapy. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about what I feel, and I've been thinking about this a lot, what I feel it means to be alpha, And an alpha male has four distinct traits, right? In my opinion, right? It's being brave, confident, decisive, and being a leader, And anybody can be this type of person, You don't have to be necessarily that, captain of the football captain of the football team type individual, right? Or somebody who's jacked and I don't know. That's something that comes to my mind initially, right? Is somebody who's jacked, who has his shit together, who's handsome, who has all these traits that every woman would want, right? Or that we think that every woman would want, right? But it really depends on what type of woman you're trying to attract. You know what I mean? You really have to look at it. You have to look at it from your perspective. I'll give you an example. Me, I want to attract, I don't necessarily want an 8 or 9 or 10. I don't need the most beautiful woman in the world. In my eyes, my ex-fiance was easily one of the most beautiful women I've ever dated. And, a couple of the, pretty much every woman that I've dated, they were beautiful in their own way, and they were nice to look at. I'll tell you that right now. The last woman, the Mormon woman that I dated, man, she's fucking dime, bro, dime. She was. I thought she was pretty fucking hot. You know what I mean? But I don't need that. You know what I mean? I don't need that. I'd rather have a real cute 7 with a great personality, you know, and I like glasses. I like when women wear glasses. I think that's cute, you know, and all that. But, you know, I remember seeing a girl that worked at Starbucks, man. She was just the cutest little thing, man. And she was 7 at best, man. And she just had this cute thing going on, you know. And that's my style, you know. That's what I like, right? You know, me personally, I want to be the best man that I can be, right? You know, I'm brave. I have a lot of confidence. I am decisive. I don't fuck around. When I make a decision, I make a decision. And I'm a leader. You know, I don't give a fuck what people think. I really don't. You know what I mean? I do my thing, and I do what I want, you know? And even I've had challenges, you know what I mean? I talked about my challenges in my last videos. You know, I've had challenges with, you know, I've always wanted to go this direction. You know, I've always been red pill. Since I came out the womb, I've been fucking red pill. I mean, it's just been in my nature. It's my intuition. It's just who I've always wanted to be. The problem is I always get pulled in the other direction because I got all these fucking blue-pilled friends, right? And they buy into this bullshit narrative of, you know, happy wife, happy life. You gotta get married. You gotta have kids. You gotta, you know, that's what life's all about. And I don't fucking buy into that. I never bought into it, you know, because early on I learned, I think it was maybe in my late teens, early 20s when I really learned that I didn't like being in a relationship. You know what I mean? It was a bunch of bullshit. And the reason why is because I always felt like I changed. Number one, I always felt my friends always changed. They would always be a completely different person around their women. Right? They just be beta male motherfuckers that just kind of, okay, let's go do this. Okay, you know, would follow their women, you know? And I never really understood that. You know, I saw my dad do it when I was young. I saw my dad's friends do it. I saw pretty much every male that was in my life that I grew up with did it at some point or another. So, you know, when in Rome, you know, I thought that's what you needed to do, but it never felt right, man. You know, and then I'd get into relationships when I was in high school and, you know, after high school and then my early 20s. And I think, God, I was like 24 when I got into my relationship that I told you guys about, right? And man, I completely changed. And even my buddies were telling me, man, you changed when you're around that chick. And sure enough, you know, I noticed it, you know, and I didn't like that guy. I didn't like that guy. So, you know, I was just like, why do this? If I have to do this, then why the fuck am I in a relationship, you know? And it never really made sense to me, but I always thought that that's what you needed to do, you know? Well, as I went through life, you know, I mean, little by little, I started figuring it out. The more I dated, the more relationships I was in, you know, I started really figuring it out that you don't need to be like that. You can be your own person in a relationship, you know? And I didn't really figure that out until probably my late 30s, early 40s, you know? And you know, so my late 30s, I dated somebody from 35 to about 40 years old. And I was pretty much me with her. You know what I mean? But we knew each other for a long time. I didn't feel like I had to be somebody else with her. You know what I mean? She let me be me. And she didn't ding me for that, you know, but every other woman did in one way or another, you know? And then when I was 42 and I got into the relationship with my ex-fiance, I was 100% by myself, right? But that's when I met Corey Wayne and, you know what I mean? I got into his shit and you know, really started absorbing his content and getting centered, truly centered, right? To the point where I couldn't be knocked off my pedestal at all. You know, I was in my zone. I was 100% alpha male, just centered in my zone. I didn't give a shit about what anybody else said, and she loved that about me, man. I remember one day I was at the gym and I told her, we were at the gym, you know, we met at the gym, right? And I told her, I said, you know what? I got something to tell you, man. You know, I'm kind of an asshole. I just do my own thing. I just do what I want to do. And you know, nobody, not you or anybody's going to get me off that shit. You know, I just, you know, I'm me. And you know what? That only brought her close to me, you know? And that's kind of the essence of being an alpha male, you know? It's being comfortable in your own skin. It's being able to go anywhere, do anything that you want, and being confident in it. You know what I mean? If you like playing video games and sitting in front of the TV all day, fuck, own it. You know what I mean? If you like, you know, being a nerd at work, own it. Fuck it. You know what I mean? I know a lot of guys at work. You know, I'm an engineer. I'm an electrical engineer. That's about as fucking nerdy as you get, man. I'm telling you, there's some fucking nerds, man. So, you know, I'm not a nerd, right? But I had the brains. You know, I was lucky, man. You know, and I made it work for me. But you know, I'm a different type of engineer. I'm an engineer that they need, right? And I've realized that. What I mean by that is that I'm an extroverted engineer. I know how to talk to people. I know how to make things work. I know how to get things done, you know, just by using my influence, and just using my personality to get what I want, right? And, you know, that's part of being an alpha male, right? It's being able to understand that about yourself and being able to utilize it. It's not being an asshole. It's not being anything like that. It's just being able to use your personality to manage people, to get things done, you know, being nice to people, you know, and my whole thing is being nice, right? I mean, kill them with kindness, man. You know, even if somebody's an asshole to you at the gym or at the grocery store, whatever the fuck, kill them with kindness. Hey, you know, I hope you have a better day. Fuck it. You know, who cares, right? But that's being an alpha male, right? You lead by example. You know, you don't give a shit. You're indifferent. You're indifferent to people. But who gives a fuck what they think? You know? Who cares? It doesn't really matter. Are they really going to change your life? You know? It's when you feel bad about yourself is when something like that really affects you. You know? So you really just have to be solid in your own mind, in your heart. You know, you have to understand what being an alpha male is for you, and then absorb it and put it in here, you know, and own up to it. You know, you can't get knocked off that pedestal. You can't get knocked off that true person that you want to be. You know, you can't let anybody knock you off. I don't give a fuck who it is. You know, if you're a nerd and wants to wear high water pants, and that's just you, then own it. You know what I mean? It doesn't fucking matter. You know, the perception that other people have is not necessarily going to be what you want. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain that. It's like everybody's different. You know, I'm going to be different from most of you out there, right? And the person that I want to be is I want to work out. I want to get shredded. I want to be the best that I can be in everything that I do, right? Doing YouTube, my job, playing golf, having friends, being in a relationship, whatever the case may be, I want to be the best at it. I want to do the best that I can do, right? So that said, I'm always trying to improve. Every single day, man, I wake up and I try to improve myself in one way or another, right? I mean, I have a dog and I want to be the best dog dad that I can be to Einstein, you know, that sort of thing, right? And, you know, when I'm hanging around friends or when I'm hanging around, you know, my ex-girlfriend's kids, I want to be the best influence I can be too. You know what I mean? So it's about bettering yourself. It's about making yourself each day better, right? But you got to figure out who you are first and then build off of that, right? And, you know, what I keep hearing on YouTube, you know, and in all these circles, especially the red pill circles, right, is you need to take care of yourself. You need to level up. You need to become the best person that you can be. You know, lift weights, pick up heavy shit, put it down. You know, all that kind of thing, right? And I agree with all of that. I mean, me personally, I agree with it, right? But everybody's different. I mean, I think you should take care of yourself. I think everybody should work out, right? Bottom line. Because God gave you one body, you should always take care of it, right? And I made a promise to myself that I'm going to be the best goddamn 50-year-old that I can be. You know what I mean? I'm not going to look like every other 50-year-old or like my dad did when he was 50, you know? I'm going to look better than that. And I'm going to max out on everything that I have, you know? And it's not just because I'm single. I'm not doing it because I'm single. I'm doing it because it makes me feel good, you know? So, you know, that's part of it. The other part of it is, you know, you got to max out. You got to, like, if you're at work, you got to be you know, if you're flipping hamburgers at the local fucking McDonald's, be the best goddamn hamburger flipper you can be, right? If you're working at Home Depot, man, be the best that you can be at Home Depot. Yeah, I don't care where it's at, right? But own that shit, you know? You're the one who made those fucking decisions, you know? People get mad at me, right? They get jealous or whatever the fuck. I get a lot of jealousy in my life, man. I'm actually kind of fucking sick of it. But, you know, it's all these motherfuckers that look at me and they don't understand what I do. You know, my daily activities is probably more than they do. One day is probably more than they do in a month. You know what I mean? I mean, every single day I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay. I watch a little bit of TV. I take my pre-workout. I get amped up and I go to the gym. I'm at the gym by 4:15ish, whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm fucking killing it, man. I'm killing it in the gym. Every rep, everything that I do, man, is with gusto. I don't fuck around, right? If you ever looked at The Rock's videos, I'm that guy, man. I've been that guy since I was fucking 14 years old, you know? And The Rock is fucking, I think, a year older than me. So, you know, I don't know if he was doing that at 14, but I was. I'm telling you right fucking now, I was doing it, right? And I've been doing it. You know, I've been killing it in the gym ever since I was young. And, you know, I get up and I go to the gym, I kill it. And then I come home, you know, eat my post-workout meal, get on phone calls, start doing my work, start doing everything that I need to, get the majority of my shit done. And I work a day ahead, right? So everything that needs to be done tomorrow, I get done today. You know what I mean? So that I'm always ahead, you know, and if there's things next week that have to get done, I try to get them done this week. You know, I do my best to really stay ahead of the game, you know, and I'm always working. That's my MOS, my management operating system. I mean, that's just the way I function, right? And then, you know, in the afternoon, I take my dog out for for a walk, and we hang out together, and then I unwind in the evening by watching a little bit of TV, and it's maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half of TV, and then I go to bed, and I start it all over again, but I get a lot of hate, and it's like, I ran into a buddy of mine, and he's like, man, you lost a lot of weight. You did, man, that's crazy. And I said, yeah, man, I turned COVID around, And he just looked at me, and I could see the envy in his face. And I'm just like, dude, you know what I mean? You could have done that shit too. Don't hate the player, hate the game. You know what I mean? I'm not going to look like I'm 50. Fuck that. You know what I mean? I'm going to turn my shit around. So, you gotta max out on everything that you do, man. Everything that you do. Every day, you gotta make yourself a little bit better, So that's what I feel. I mean, that's really my true definition of being an alpha male, and everybody's gonna be a little bit different, and, the person that I want to attract is, I want somebody who takes care of themselves. I don't necessarily need a fitness model. I don't need none of that. You know what I mean? In fact, it's a little bit too high maintenance. I'm already fucking high maintenance. You know what I mean? I weigh out all my food. I do all that kind of shit. But it's not really high maintenance. It's just taking care of your body. I care about what I put in my body. That's the most important thing, right? Because what you put in is what you're going to get out. You know what I mean? It's just, ever since I started really eating good, what I did was I hired a physique coach, and he's, I'm doing a show at the end of April, physique show, I'm not doing the Speedos or none of that bullshit. I don't do that, man. And back in my day when I was younger, it was Speedos, they didn't have this where you do board shorts or anything like that. I would never do Speedos. Fuck that. You know what I mean? I'm just not that kind of guy. I'm not even the kind of guy that likes to get up in front of people and pose and do all that kind of shit. I'm just doing it because it's a goal, right? It's a goal to make me better. And I want to see if I can do it. I really do, It's a young man's game, I'll tell you right now, you know what I mean? Because it's really difficult. The dieting piece is really hard, but what I've noticed is dieting has really tweaked a lot of things for me, right? I mean, I feel fantastic, man. I actually have dieting the way I do. I mean, I'd gotten depleted there for a minute because my coach had me on really low carbs, but he's got me up on carbs a little bit, up on fat. And, I'm feeling a little bit better. I feel the the blood rushing back to my face, But the thing is that, I wanted to fine tune the way I ate, you know what I mean? And see what it did to my body, right? And it's done nothing but fabulous things, man. My face cleared up, man. I don't eat any processed foods anymore or nothing like that. I mean, I'll have Rice Krispie treats or shit like that right before my workout because it just boosts me a little bit. But, the bottom line is, it's done nothing but good things, right? My face is cleared up. I mean, I feel great. You know what I mean? I'm shredding out. I mean, I'm getting abs. You know what I mean? You can kind of see the definition in my arms and stuff like that. And I'm just really proud of it. I'm really happy with the results so far, So, and that's tweaking it down, and I'll probably never change after this. I really won't, man. I'll keep going. I mean, my calories will go up and I'll get to eat, the things that I want to at certain times. But, for the most part, man, I'm 90, it's probably going to be a 90-10 split. I'm probably really going to be eating like this 90%, really clean, everything, and then, have my pizza or whatever, because I crave those things, everything looks good right now, you know what I mean? So, it's taking care of yourself, and not giving a shit. The shit that I get all the time is, man, come on, Rich, have this hamburger, or have that, it's not going to kill you and this and that. Yeah, it's not going to kill me, but, one meal's not going to kill me, but you don't understand, man. One meal can lead into 2 meals, can lead into 3 meals, and the next thing you know, you're back with your old habits. And I just don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make myself better, not go backwards. So, there's certain things that I think you guys need to do to become, an alpha male. It's really, really, it's really being confident in yourself. It's being centered with yourself, understanding who you are and who you want to be, and getting there, right? So who are you right now? Okay? Who do you want to be? And it's just a matter of getting there, right? And see, I know who I am, right? And I know who I want to be. And it's just a matter of getting there. And I'm really close. I'm like this close. You know what I mean? I really am. I have 6 weeks till I have 6 weeks till my show, and I think I'll be right there. You know what I mean? And that's my true definition. Now, as far as my mind and my heart and my body and my soul and everything, I think I'm already there. I think I've made peace. I've made peace with my breakup, right? With my ex-fiance. I gotta admit, I was kind of angry, right? I was a little angry. I was frustrated with her because I felt like she chose alcohol over me. But who cares, right? It doesn't really matter. The bottom line is that God was telling me that this is not the right relationship for you. You know what I mean? And I made peace with that. I made peace with the man upstairs. The other thing is too, I am working on myself. I am out there doing the things that I love to do, and I'm making decisions that make me happy. I went on a date the other day, and quite frankly, she's a cool woman. You know what I mean? She was really cool. And her and I mean, we've talked on and off for maybe last year and a half or something like that. And I always thought she was a good looking woman. But when we went out, I was like, yeah, I'm just not feeling this. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling really anything. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't met a woman that floats my boat. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna sit around and waste my time and blow smoke up her ass. You know what I mean? I'm just not. So I'm gonna let her know that, you know what, I'm just not ready. I'm not ready to date. I'm not ready to go forward with this relationship or anything. I'm not 25 anymore. I don't want a notch on my belt. I don't really give a shit about that stuff. You know what I mean? Really, it's opportunity cost, right? I don't want to take my time away from Einstein or my friends to spend with this woman. It's not, it's a balance of time. I don't want to do that right now, So it's making those types of decisions, understanding that, and being able to say yay or nay to a situation, and I'm going to do what makes me happy, not what other people want me to do, and that's part of being an alpha male, man. It's doing what you want to do and not giving a shit, being indifferent to what anybody else says, and even if they talk shit, okay, talk shit. That's fine. But you know what? I'm still going to do what the fuck I want to do. And I don't care what you have to say. You know what I mean? But do it. Do it diplomatically. Like, you don't need to say that. And I'm not going to say that to nobody. I'm just going to do it. It's like being in the line at a grocery store or being, at a convenience store or something, and somebody's, grumpy, right? And they're complaining about shit. Well, first of all, nobody will ever do or say anything to you that they don't feel in that moment, right? So the majority of the people that say something or talk shit are feeling shitty about their own life, right? So it's about getting right with yourself and feeling good about your own life so that you radiate that to people, right? It's a vibe that you put out there, you know? And what I've always found is when I put that vibe out there, when I'm good in here and up here, then that vibe's out there, man. And people just come to me. Like since I've changed, since I last did my last 4 videos, right? I've just been really focused on doing my own thing. And the way I did that, right, is number one, I did the things that I wanted to do, right? I've gotten back into playing golf. I'm hanging out with my buddies, you know, doing the things that I really love to do. The other thing too that brings me back to that headspace is listening to music, right? And you know, you're gonna laugh at this, but what gets me there is listening to my old school rap music, man, from the late 80s, early 90s, man. That shit gets me back there like you wouldn't believe, man. You know, Dr. Dre, NWA, God, man, you know, DMX, Nas, Jay-Z, you know, all that shit, man. You know, DJ Quick, God, Busta, you know, Busta Bust, Tribe Called Quest, man, all those fucking guys, man. I mean, that just gets me back to my mindset and makes me feel happy. You know what I mean? And getting that into your mind helps you beat to your own drum. And you don't really give a shit. You know what I mean? That puts me back into a place when I was truly 100% alpha. I was hanging out with my boys all the time. The only thing that really mattered to me was what was going to happen on the weekend. You know, I was always thinking about what was going on the weekend. You know, hey, man, what's up, man? What part are we going to? What are we doing? You know what I mean? That sort of thing. And now, you know, it's not parties anymore. It's not clubs. It's about going to play golf. It's about going to have happy hour. It's about going and hanging out with your boys and doing the things that you love that make your heart sing, right? And on a tactical basis, that's listening to music, listening to my music and getting into a mindset where I'm just happy, you know? And those songs take me back there. And then that really just radiates through the rest of your life. And next thing you know, people that you want to come into your life are going to start coming in, right? That's, you put out in the universe what you want back. So make a point, guys. You know, make a point. I think the number one thing that you guys have to do is sit with yourself. Right? Figure out who you are, figure out who you want to become, and what's the path to becoming that person, you know? Max out on yourself, you know? If you don't have the looks or whatever, max out. You know, if you're 5'3", lift weights, you know? There's things that you can do to max out, you know? There's a lot of stuff you can do, you know? So make yourself better, you know, do whatever you need to do to make yourself better. You know, I mean, I'm good at math and science. I've always been good at math and science. So what lacked in my life was reading, right? I was a horrible reader. I think when I graduated from the 12th grade, you know, from high school, I was at a 10th grade reading level, you know? But when I was in college, I turned that shit around. I made my negatives a positive, you know, and that's what you want to do in life. You really want to make all your negatives a positive, you know, and the way I did that was I became a speed reader. You know what I mean? So, you know, you you got to turn your life around, man. It's never fucking too late. I don't give a shit what anybody says. You know, I run into people all the time. Well, I'm too old to do that. I'm too old to measure my food or do macros or, gain muscle or any of that shit. No, bullshit. I don't believe that for a fucking second. You know what I mean? Just do it. That's all. I mean, like Nike, bro. Just do it. Become the best person that you can, and I guarantee it's going to pay off. All right, guys? Hey, if you want to get at me, please get at me. I'd love to help you. Hit me up on the 2 links below. You can email me. Hit me up on clarity.fm network. Love to help. I can do whatever I can do for you. I know you get a lot of value out of it. I want to make you guys the best you can be too, man. Because I feel like I'm the best I can be right now. Well, I will be in 6 weeks. For sure, man. For sure. My physique will be exactly where I want it to be. So, that's the last piece of the puzzle, man. And I'm just going to maintain from that point on. So, love you guys. Hey, man, I hope you guys are doing good. Keep it up, man. Just do it. Just power through it. You can get through anything. Trust me, I have. And I'd love to be part of that, man, and help you. So reach out. See you in the next video. Peace.